Good morning. Good morning. How are we today? It's Friday. Friday. Let's give a minute for all the people to let the other people know that we're here. It's Friday, 9:20. Friday the 13th was last Friday. It would have been a great time to be quad witching. Friday the 13th and quad witching would have been great to go together. But, what do you think?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
We put all the witches on the same day. Don't spread them about.
Spread the witches about.
Or put them all on October 31st. One of the two.
That'll work. That'll work too. So there's what kind of views are these? Okay. FedEx this morning did not do very well for their earnings yesterday afternoon. FedEx is down a bit. We'll look at that chart. That was from last night. They didn't do so well. Lennar either. And Tamboran, I'm not sure who they are. So we'll look at the FedEx chart though here in a second. If we look at what Adam had to say for the morning, and I probably shouldn't do Adam this quick because I feel like people aren't here yet. So let me swing back. Let me swing back to that after I hit these. Something on me. After I hit these. The VIX and all the suchy muchy. You ever heard people think that they suchy much? You ever heard somebody say that? She thinks she's suchy much.
I have never heard that one. You're the first person I heard even use suchy.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, suchy much. She thinks she's so suchy much, which I'm not sure what that even is, but
bougie. It's another way of saying bougie.
Yeah, it's another way of saying bougie. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hear some ding dings happening over on that end. Mm-hmm. Okay, the VIX is at 16.17. 16.7 is where the VIX is this morning. Yahoo Finance. Why Nike CEO changeup has one-sided. The Nike chart. It was seemed like it wanted to fall back a bit, but it may still. You can feel this gap back up. This is the Nike chart right here. See what it does here at this gap. It is definitely at the R5. It is at the resistance. At the resistance. And it'd be fine if it can come on back here and do a little gap fill. What are you thinking?
This daily?
This is the 5-minute chart.
5 minute. Okay.
5 minutes. Okay, let me put my little quads on here so we can see where we can pull back to. It pulled back to the 25%. Y'all see, I'm not sure if y'all can see that. It's kind of small there and kind of light, dark, whichever. But the wick came right down to the 25% mark. It bounced off it, and now it's coming to more. Time frame continuity has it the hour and the day, which of course are still coupled to as red, but they've got the weekly, month, and the quarterly as green. So it may flip back into time frame continuity to the upside, but in the meantime, let's see if there's any more downwards ride we can get out of Nike. Nike jumped up. They changed their CEO. Nike changed their CEO, and they did a big jump. Let me go see who's in the comments so I can say hello to the people. Good morning, Arlissa. You have an echo. Well, the echo is Jamie. When he leaves his mic open, it echoes. But yeah, there's that. Oh, no. Stay on page. Sorry, I hit the wrong button almost. I need to turn on the live on Instagram. Is it still echoing? If so, y'all tell me. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, Tiva. It's gone now. Okay. Good morning, Ward. Good morning, Janae, TGIF. Good morning, Margaret. Hey, Lisa. Grand Rising. Okay. Where we were over here talking about what Yahoo Finance had to say. S&P futures retreat after record as Fed cheer fizzles. Bubble risks are back for stocks post-Fed BofA's media stock slides as a lockup expires. Salesforce CEO on AI, robots, and the future of technology. Okay. Let's see what CNBC had to say this morning. Constellation Energy to restart 3 Mile Island nuclear plant, sell the power to Microsoft for AI. That might really move Constellation Energy. What is the ticker on Constellation? Jamie, can you look real quick to see what's the ticker for Constellation? That may be Apple iPhone 16, Apple Watch Series 10, and AirPods 4 debut around the world. I wonder what's different with the AirPods. American Airlines in talks to pick Citigroup over Barclays for crucial credit card deal. Nike CEO John Donahue is out, replaced by company veteran Elliott Hill. Okay. Constellation Energy, restarting that 3 Mile Island plant. I think I saw that on something today. I saw that on a tweet, something about them being had a gap up this morning. That's the wrong tweet. Hold, please. I saw it this morning. There's a lady on Twitter, her name is Elaine, who posts every morning the gappers for the day. And she, CEG, Constellation Energy is CEG.
I put that in your private chat.
Don't be private chat me. I don't be looking over there.
Well, I need you to look over there because I can't put it in the main group.
Oh, you can type CEG.
I can't put anything in the YouTube main group, ma'am.
Nothing. You can't comment.
I have to be on the I got to be on another device in order to post in there.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I will watch my private chat from now on. Who CED had a gap and go? Even though it's not closing any higher, it's wicking higher. But what do these wicks mean? We talked about this last night on our call. These upper wicks means there is selling pressure. Pressure under pressure. Yeah, we got pressure. So it's not closing any higher. It's just going a little higher. Right? So the gap up would have been this from close to open. That would be the gap for today. Time frame continuity to the upside means it could very well keep going. CEG, that's starting at 3 Mile Island and working with Microsoft probably would be something that folks want to see. Let me go to the trade screen. Could be something folks want to see. I need to go swing back to Adam before I get too deep down this rabbit hole. This here rabbit hole, because it'll be just that, a rabbit hole. Yep, 260. That's a big old jump, 250 to 260. Where we going? CEG. Something was on me. It's on me. I went walking this morning, walking under the trees. You get what you get. Okay, so this is what the CEG looks like. Gap up and keep it pushing. The high was 244. It's currently at 241. So it's not running, but it's steady moving. And this is the daily chart we're looking at right there. All right, let's go back where I was going. I was going to go look at Adam before we got too deep into the call. I got you, Lisa, on UPS. Morning, Stacy. How you doing, girlfriend? All righty. Adam says, on Wednesday at 4 p.m., SPX put in a massive long trigger, a failed breakdown of the 5610 level. Targets were 5705, 5726, and we hit 5727. Now base in time. OPEX today, don't overtrade. Plan 5695, 5684. Supports must hold to keep 5705, 5712, 5727 alive. If 5684 fails, then we sail to 5667. The gap between ES and SPX is about 70. If you're trading XSP, you've got 573 call credit spread and 566 put credit spread. Okay, y'all take the time to put the numbers down or take a screenshot of whatever you're going to do so you can use those numbers. If you need them, you can put them to work. Put them to work. Okay. Alrighty. I need to grab this too and put it in our, nope, put it in our Telegram. So that way the people in the Telegram groups will also have what they need. Okay, come, Telegram, open up. All righty. I put a video up a few days ago titled 5 Quick Ways to Get More Money for Trading, because we're always looking for more resources to trade with, always looking for more to trade with. And what you can do to find your more to trade with is go check out these 5 quick ways to get more money for trading. And what the 5 quick ways will do, most likely, will be to open up your mind to maybe additional ideas. Okay, it may open your mind to other ideas. So go ahead and take a look at that. Let me go find it real quick in the YouTube. So that way we'll have it while we're going there. Jamie, you want to go ahead and take over from here? Do your thing.
On the 5 quick ways to get more money for trading video, the most important part of that video, everybody, is that you use the actual money for trading. That's very important. That's probably the most important part right there. Use the actual money for actually trading. Because we all know we can get a real buildup of income. Then the axle break on the car, we got to use money for that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Buenos dias, mi amigos. Here's what we got for today's tech info. Microsoft, BlackRock formed a group to raise $100 billion to invest in AI data centers. This is information that you'll be able to find on cnbc.com. Obviously, Microsoft is a company that a lot of us trade. BlackRock is a company that has its hands in a lot of pots. But that AI data centers, as I was saying about a week or so ago, I think on one of these calls, is that the AI space is not shrinking. People always make it sound like, oh, well, there's a bubble. How is there a bubble if they're putting together $100 billion to invest in AI? AI is on the upswing. Those data centers are going to require a lot of processing power. So be on the lookout for anybody who has any type of connection to data centers. Obviously, Micron is supplying different things. Of course, NVIDIA owns a lot in that space, but et cetera, et cetera. But there's multiple players that are going to make money from that. So be aware of that as well. I don't know if anybody that trades BlackRock offhand, but I do know that anything connected to data and data centers and data processing is going to be a factor. Another side note for data processing is when you're dealing with these data centers, they're starting to catch a lot of heat because the processing centers are producing, requiring so much energy. So there may or may not be some type of connection between these events happening and something dealing with energies. So this is hashtag Microsoft. Intel stocks. We've been talking about Intel for the last couple of weeks, and I think it was last week I was saying that it wouldn't surprise me if Intel outsourced their foundry. And what ended up happening is the stocks jump on the plan to turn the foundry unit into a subsidiary, allowing outside funding. So it's basically another way of saying they're spinning off the foundry into its own business. That's to me the short version of it. But definitely, I guess you could say cutting it off as a loss if you want to use that phrase. That's not true. Not cutting it off as a loss, but shifting things around to focus on what they feel that their strength is a better way of saying that. So one of the things with Intel is that not only is their stock down like probably over 60% this year. But there's a very um, glaring loss of market share over not just the past year, but probably over the past 3 years. So they're definitely trying to play catch up, and whether or not it's working, to me, it's not working. But that's something to keep in mind dealing with Intel. But the stock did jump up a little bit. Also, the government trying to
Isn't
invest some
wait
money.
before you
Well,
go? Isn't Intel doing? Didn't they like make a partnership with Amazon or somebody?
ma'am,
What?
with Amazon, yeah, yeah,
I think they did.
Amazon,
I
they
think
did just make a
they made
partnership
a
with Amazon. So,
yeah.
well, they didn't. They've
What?
already had a working relationship with Amazon. So that's kind of news that was, I guess you could say, repeated because they've already been partners with Amazon and working on projects.
Uh,
So, but Amazon is one of their, I guess you could say, kind of like Palantir in the United States. Government is kind of like Amazon and Intel. They've been working together for quite some time.
hmm
So they may have like a new project that got announced, but it's not, their working relationship has been going on for a long time.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I think
Yep.
Amazon wants to make its own chips.
Well, they
And
put
I
it. I
believe
mean, they
Intel
put it
might.
out. They put the information out like it was fresh.
The project that they're working on might be fresh. Once you start talking about, we work, if me and you have been working together on something that's $10, for a long time, and then all of a sudden we coming up with this $10,000 project,
Mm.
that news is going to register as, oh, y'all working on the 10,000 kind of situation. But if you go back and look at their history, this will not be the first project that they've collaborated on in any by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's new to me. Well, it's not new. The information is not new for me because I've been kind of following Intel, but maybe it might register as new to other people. But one of the major players for Intel is going to be, it has been Amazon for a while. That's been my understanding for a while.
Okay.
The other thing to be on the lookout for, the largest East Coast port, New York and New Jersey, begins prepping for what could be the first union strike since 1977. That is a big deal. Anytime you hear about a port in New York or LA, I can tell you right now that's going to be a problem. Nobody wants any type of shutdown when it comes to those ports. Because if you think the railroad system and the trucking system is a major deal, you should see what's happening with the ports. One of the biggest during COVID, one of the biggest issues was having enough people to keep the ports running. And then when they had the grounding issues happening with the different canals, that was an issue. The water levels with the is it the what's the canal? Is the Panama Canal? The water level issue with the Panama Canal, they can't get enough ships through there. Don't forget when those pirates over in Europe, was it on the coast, one of the coasts, those pirates kept attacking the ships. So then that was causing, anytime you have issues with shipping, you're looking at, different businesses are gonna have issues. As a matter of fact, Walmart was at one point, the ships were like just sitting there waiting to cross in certain areas, and Walmart was paying to have their product shipped, like go around all of this and get it to where it needs to go. So when you have any type of potential port shutdown, that money is coming your way as a consumer. At the end of the day, the company gonna pay it, but it's gonna get passed down to you. So be aware of what's happening right there. Definitely something that can cause fluctuations in, I would imagine, in the stocks, but definitely in our pocketbooks directly. And then Disney is ditching Slack after a July data breach. Slack was slacking. That is, I don't even know why you would call your company Slack. I mean, that's confidence. That's confidence. Because as soon as you do something wrong, then you go into the left. So notice that we've been seeing these data breach type situations. Part of the penalty of your company getting big and having a lot of data to process is that you got to worry about these kind of data breaches. This is something to keep in mind. I was telling people for the longest that whenever you're in a situation where you have what's happening with the internet in the background is being upgraded, that means more IP addresses are being made available. That means that there's more information for a hacker to try to break and get. And they got hacker camps in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
Specifically designed to try to hack and I mean, data kidnapping is a real thing. Let me just say it that way. If they can hold your data hostage and get you to pay millions, that's a $1 billion industry right now. So this is something to be aware of when it comes to some of these companies that are kind of falling off and having problems. Slack obviously being the latest one. I believe the other one was CrowdStrike with the whole shutting down of the airlines and all that other stuff. So just be aware that these type of situations, not only in our stock charts can be an issue, but some of this stuff can affect us directly, depending on some of y'all might be Disney Plus subscribers, so you might want to be aware of what's going on with your data. So that's all I got. Thank y'all for listening.
All righty, thank you so much. I put the link in the chat for the video that I just mentioned, the five ways to make more money to make more money to trade with. They couldn't call it slick. No, they shouldn't call it slick because that wouldn't have been good either. Carmen says, I remember when we were leaving Turkey and our car was delayed for 6 months due to a port strike in the 90s. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually reading a book now by Attica. I think it's Attica Locke. I say reading. I'm actually listening to a book right now about it. And in the book, that's a fiction book, but one of the things that's happening in the book is the striking of the port workers is actually happening in the book. It's a recent release. It's called Black Something Rising, Black Rising, Black Water Rising, something like that. Anyway, in there, the part of what's happening in the book is a port strike and how they're worried about how that would affect all the things, which is very good. So anyway, 5 quick ways to get more money for trading. As Jamie says, make sure that whatever you do, that you go ahead and get the money for trading and you use it for the trading. Don't just get it and use it for other things. But
you switch the screen, Ernesto.
It should be there. The 5 quick ways to get more money.
Oh, okay. You were talking. It was just showing that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
sorry.
That's what I want it to be there. Okay. So yeah, the link is in the chat. Basically, is what I was saying. Next, let's go on to look at the charts. I believe the membership conversation is next, but we'll wait for that. Okay, let's look at our charts. What do we have? We said we were going to look at UPS. I might have to switch over to a different screen so that way it can be more easily seen. But let's see. Lisa said UPS. We're also going to look at today some of the alerts for this morning to see if there's some seller trades we can pop into or check out for next week. So what we're going to do next. Let's look at UPS had a gap down following FedEx. Basically, it's a sympathy for FedEx, and it looks like it's gapped down and continued to go down. So let me get us a this is UPS. So what we got a gap here, gap down and go down basically. Let's go look at it on a smaller time frame. It is right in the area of support though. So it's touched here several times. So this area may not be all that strong. 126.53 but because it's touched here so many times, so it may, it could flip, but the market's going to want to, or UPS is going to want to fill that gap as well. So we'll keep that in mind. Let's go down to maybe a 15-minute time frame. Yep, we did a gap down and it's still going down a bit. We see here a support down over at what, 125.73 is where it is. If we're currently at 126.80, somewhere in there, it's going to want to go on down a little bit more, hit the support. It's going to be another support over here. I think if you were going to trade it for next week, that you would wait till to see how it does at this, at this down here in this area. You might even consider, my computer's moving so slow. You might even consider just doing a put credit spread. There we go. I guess my neighbor decided to cut his grass. I'm not sure if y'all can hear that. You may not be able to. This microphone is pretty good with noise cancellation. The top of the gap is going to be resistance, which is 132, and the bottom of the gap is also going to be some resistance, which is 126 and some change. Or is that 128? That's 128 and some change. So if we were looking for next week, we were going to look for next week on UPS, 927. If you look for call credit spreads, 80% is 130, 130, 131. That's for next week. That way you stay above that gap. 130, 131 is paying $15 right now. 130, 131 is paying $15 for a call credit spread. That's an 80% probability out of the money. And a plus 3.6 implied volatility for Janae, for the people among us who want to make sure I call the things properly. I appreciate that, though. Listen, we're trying to be as good as we can be. So thank you. Plus minus number may have people thinking I don't know what I'm talking about. Nike's coming on through this gap, back through the gap. Palantir did its gap down and it's still going down some more. Let's go check out SPY. See what it's doing now. SPY was falling off. Looks like it's still doing that. Looks like it has already broken out of the opening range breakout. If you were looking for your 15 minutes, that's what chart we're on right now, is the 15-minute chart. How many of you all did your 6-line strategy this morning? Anybody from the E2T crew do their 6-line strategy this morning? We had a training class yesterday by TJ on the 6-line strategy. Did anybody put it on this morning and put their stuff in their sim? SMCI, please. You'll be great when you surround yourself with people who push you to excellence. That's the truth. Cool. This is the 15-minute breakout. Looks like it has quote unquote broke out, right? So let's look at do we have our pre-market low, which would have been just above this, just above that 567 level. Pre-market high would be up here. Oh, actually up a little higher. 571 is that. Yesterday's close. The daily, got to go look at the daily to see where we closed yesterday. Yesterday's close was right here, about the same place it opened. Y'all see how this is a big old doji from yesterday? And then we've got today's open and close. So let's see, back to our 15-minute chart. I think that's the 6. Pre-market high low, previous day high low. Oh, did I do previous day high low? Well, they were actually the same place. Oh, I didn't do the high low of the previous day. I just did the open and the close. Previous day high. Previous day low is right here in the middle of these. Ooh, almost can't see what it is. Sorry, y'all. Y'all see this candle from yesterday? Wow. Open and close at virtually the same spot. Okay, so there's several levels that are right here, and today's open was right here. I want to put that one. I need this sticker so I'll know where it is. Okay, now we can put it down in the level that we can see all the pieces. You're riding the SPY gap to the downside. From yesterday, the SPY gap up when it gapped up yesterday. Is that what you're saying? Stop. Okay, that's what we got going. We said, yes, ma'am, riding the gap to the downside. Let's see, did I mark the gap for yesterday? Oh my goodness, my computer's moving so slow. I need it to move faster. This is all the stuff you close to open. It closed down here. It opened up there. Then now it's in the middle of this whole gap. All of that is the gap. And now there's price. It needs to come on down and do its thing, do its good work. Today is quad witching. Today is quad witching. And quad witching means a whole bunch of stuff is expiring today. Stocks don't expire. Options, bonds, other things, monthlies, weeklies, dailies. There's a whole list, a whole host of things that expire on quad witching day, the third Friday of every quarter, the end of the quarter, right? So there's that. You're going to want to make sure that you know that it's a lot of volatility that can happen on quad witching, as well as the afternoon tends to pick up. The middle of the day may be a little flat. The end of the day starts to pick up because people close positions and then re-enter. Okay, people close positions and then re-enter. So sometimes the afternoon picks back up. Not sure why this is not moving, but there we are. Okay, that's what SPY is doing right now. Doing its good work. Palantir's down here in the corner. We want to look at what we say, SMCI. Look at KEG or this constellation energy. It's coming on back to try to get right back into this gap that it left behind. Came right to the top of the gap and bounce off. Now, since there's time frame continuity to the top, it might be a good move to ride on up a little bit with it as it goes and rejects up to here. But it did wick down into it, so we'll see what happens. You wanted to see SMCI. I saw somewhere that somebody said that SMCI and AMD will go together. So as SMCI goes, so will AMD. Keep that in mind if you're trading one or both. That that AMD will travel with SMCI and it won't. AMD will be a little cheaper, a little bit of a cheaper ride. This is the 5-minute chart. We can take ourselves up to a higher time frame now. Ooh, look at those wicks, baby. La la la. Look at those wicks. This one here, monstrous. This is the first candle of today. Price went up to the moon, 448. It's out at 439, all in the same little 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Sorry. Now it's in here in the, this is the like discount area of where prices are at a discount. Generally comes into what a demand area and can move on up some more. Okay, let's see what Triple Q's got going. This is Triple Q today. It also may want to get back into its gap. Actually, the gap is, it's already into the gap because close to the open would be up to there. Triple Q is already into its gap as well. Okay. IWM. And we're here. The gap from it got filled already. All this price action filled their gap. It's IWM on the 30-minute time frame. It just opened here. Go downwards. Time frame continuity to the hour and the day is still, well, it's still red. The day it should be separated off because we've passed the first. No, we're almost at the first hour. We're not there yet. DIA though is gonna want to do its thing. Let's see if we can get a filling its gap back up. Close to open into the gap. It is. DIA goes with. Is that your rut, Jamie?
Say it again.
Is
Say it
DIA
again.
your rut? Your rut? No.
No,
Is DIA rut?
no. IWM would be rut.
Oh, why did I think DIA was it? Okay. This gap.
DIA is Dow. I thought that was Dow Jones.
It is the Dow Jones. It is. It is. Okay, let me go look here at the alerts. Let's go refresh and look at the alerts. Would be some, maybe some possibilities for us for next Friday. Notice I'm refreshing it. The expiration date is here. I haven't mentioned alerts in about a week. Doesn't mean that they're not here and we shouldn't be checking them out. We shouldn't be checking for them. If you get the alerts, again, they're $5 a week and you get this all day. Basically, you don't have to wait till 12 o'clock. You've got this updates every 5 minutes. And it provides you with a ticker. And these are the ones that have the highest expected value, which means that the biggest bang for your buck, basically. And they give you the stock, they give you the strike prices. I personally just usually go with one. I just do like a one spread or whatever one thing here. I don't necessarily spread it out like they do, but you can follow this exactly like it's being followed. ASTS Silver ENPH is on here for my ENPH folks. It's here. I like ENPH because the premiums are nice, but it don't want to draw down those premiums. It's nice on the front side, but when you get to Friday, you're like, can you please just draw down to nothing? SMH is here. SMH on the call credit spread side, 245. JP Morgan has a iron condor set up going. AA, which I think is Alcoa. TNA. What is TNA? That's not Tyson. That's TSN. What's TNA? KRE, put credit spread. Novavax, I think is this one. And then IWM on the put credit spread side is also here for the week. IWM for the week. That might be one that's worth checking into. Let me put this on my notes. IWM 218 put credit spread. That may be worth a look right there. JPM looks like it might be decent too. Okay, iron condors. If you want to look at the iron condors for the day, 1 DTE, which I will definitely look at these to go to set these up for Monday. I like the weekend ones, so I get 2 days of theta decay. I like that setup. We got IWM going over there, triple Q and SPY, NDX, XSP, SPX. It really depends on which ones you want to do. I find that some of these feel like they're like redundant. They're not necessarily what they feel like it. Like triple Q and SPY are definitely doing two different things, but because SPX and SPY literally are the same thing, just one's bigger. XSP is also the same thing as that, just one's bigger. So all three of those are kind of the same thing. So if they all go well, yep. And if they all don't, yep. You got to keep that in mind. So I would what I've been doing is spreading out like my triple Q and IWM. I've just been doing those two. So I'm getting the tech side and I'm getting the IWM. Now tech has started to move up in a more bullish move because it's now we got this old interest rate thing. So the tech is doing something different. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. Let me make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, if you get these alerts, you can see this all day long. And these numbers are given to you. You can see here that it updates. It tells you right over here how long it's when it's updated and what you have. You got regular credit spreads or trend spreads, and you've got the indices for the 1 DTE. Okay. Tamar said that used to be my sentiment every week on EMPH. I started buying back and eventually stopped trading EMPH altogether because it's just like, bruh, I got to wait all the way to Friday to get my money. Why? Why are we having to wait till Friday to get our money? Why am I having to do that? Right? Okay. I haven't looked at the freebies page in a while, but here we are. This is the E2T freebies, E2T dash freebies. You can go here and get all the stuff that I've created for free pretty much. Chart your way to 100K, your charting cheat sheet. You got a free charting webinar, 7 mistakes traders make, the YouTube channel, 0 DTE strategy cheat code, the trading strategy, what trading strategy fits your personality. Stock options for beginners. It's a quick start guide for you. 5 hacks for trading SPX. The E2T membership, that isn't free, but you can still come over and check out and join the membership. Our website is there where all of our products are housed. Our Facebook group is here. Of course, that's free. And credit spreads versus debit spreads ebook. This is 588 is this book. It is being sold and marketed. When do you use credit spreads versus debit spreads is there. If you want to join our free Telegram group, you can do that here. Down here at the bottom, join the exclusive Telegram group. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Can we look at RUT for the breakout? Because you looked at IWM and I didn't see something that you had mentioned, but I was looking at RUT.
Okay. We're looking at RUT. And I see that it broke out, but it seems like it's coming back into the zone.
I have it sitting on a gap. I saw it on the 30-minute, but I guess it would be, you can see it on the daily. There's a gap that is under or on sitting on top of.
This is the 30-minute chart. Show me what you're talking about.
Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing. What's today?
I'm looking at RUT. 20th.
Yeah, today's 9/20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gapped up. What day is this? On 9/18.
Okay.
At the close, and then it gapped up on 9/19.
Okay, so 9/18 is here, and then it opened here. Yep, you're right. It's sitting on top of that gap. It came down and touched it and rejected. Remember, gap is from the close of a candle to the open of the next one.
So my question would be in this situation, the gap is there, obviously being a buyer's gap. It just touched it and it pushed up. So, but I'm noticing that the moving averages, let's say even if you go on the 15-minute chart, I'm looking at the 15-minute right now, and the moving averages is kind of showing a little bit of a mixed. Let's say 9 and 20 are above
Yeah,
price, and 50 is kind of under it a little bit.
mhm.
So in this case, what are we doing in terms of the breakout? Because it just pushed back up into its 15-minute.
Yeah, it's back into it. So now you need to, if you haven't gotten in yet, there it hasn't broken out to the bottom.
Yeah, the kid ain't getting in, but
It's back in. I mean,
um,
it's back into the breakout zone.
right. But I'm saying in terms of would we be expecting this to be bullish or bearish as of right now,
Neither.
or is no way to tell?
I don't think you can tell.
Okay.
It had a little bit of bearish. We had a first bearish candle. The second candle is bullish. So at this point, we don't know. It did break out
Okay.
downward, but this was a failed two down, if you want to call it that. It went two down, but it
Yeah,
didn't
I'm not
stay down
familiar
there.
with that, but I
Hmm?
got you. Just confirming. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay.
Don't y'all forget at 2 o'clock there's somebody speaking.
I didn't make it that far, did I? There we go. 2 o'clock. FOMC member Harker is going to speak at 2 o'clock.
That orange
Okay.
folder means
Orange folder
that
means
orange
what?
folder might mean something.
Yeah, it just might. Just might. Okay. I talked about the membership a little bit. And there it is. Hanging out with us, trading with the community. My brain keeps jumping around. Spend less time while creating more profit. Supportive community for trading. Trading daily profits to grow your account by up to at least 10% each week, even more. We're now kind of, looking at how do we increase these profits? How do we keep more of our monies? 10% a week is great, to be honest, because some people don't make 10% all year in their portfolios, so 10% a week would be really great. But if you want to, we're fine tuning these strategies to make sure that we can pull off as much money as possible. That's why you want to make sure you got money to put into the market so you can pull some more out of the market. Go ahead and join the membership over at educatortotrader.com. We can go ahead and do that. SPX, secret to making 10% profits each day using SPX is here in this playbook, spxplaybook.net. It's available there for $27, a whole strategy for how do you make 10% per day on a cash settled equity. Those of you who are in our charting challenge, yesterday we did the 6-line strategy. I think it was very valuable information by our visiting trainer. I appreciated his presence. And tomorrow we're going to have our practice session tomorrow morning at 10. Tomorrow morning at 10, we'll have a practice session tomorrow morning. Okay. And then we're ready to wrap it on up. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All right. Jamie, do you have anything you'd like to add before we close the call?
Nope. Hasta luego, mi amigos. Disfruta la viernes. Enjoy your Friday.
Oh, okay. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you all in the market. I want you to stay green and get this money. All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Bye, everybody. You're welcome.